One of the myths that I've been working to resolve in relationships is that so many couples, so many individuals think that the relationship they're in is starving from love. But I think it's starving from energy. And from energy, I just mean the energy to deal with things. People are exhausted, and they're not only exhausted physically, they're exhausted mentally. When you assume that you need more romance, better communication, or more date nights, it puts more pressure on you, when really what you need more of is emotional bandwidth. You need not to feel so exhausted. You need not to feel so overwhelmed. And because these things, these feelings, are making people less patient with each other. The feeling of exhausted and lack of energy reduces playfulness in the couple, which we know is so important. They're less affectionate with each other. They're less sexually interested. They're less curious about their partner. And the tragedy is both partners can interpret these changes among themselves and their partner as a lack of love, when they're actually a sign of depletion. A powerful question that I'm asking more and more couples now is, if you got a week of uninterrupted rest, would you feel differently about your partner? Sometimes they can't even entertain that question, like, I don't know. Well, usually the answer they give me is very revealing. And another idea that I think really people need to think about is try not to make permanent decisions with your partner, with your marriage, with your family from a temporary state of exhaustion. We have a lot of people who are just reacting in their relationship. Their partner says one thing and they're upset, they're already exhausted. They come back with something else before they've paused and given what they were going to say any thought at all. They're just saying stuff because they're tired. They have no energy. They feel defeated before they even begin. Exhaustion can convince people that their marriage is hopeless, their spouse doesn't care, they're fallen out of love with each other, and that nothing will ever change. And none of this has to do with the relationship, the chemistry, the reason you two got together. It has to do with not being able to step away, to give yourself ample rest. It's one of the reasons in marriage therapy, I spend a lot of time on just taking what is biblically called a Sabbath day, but a day of rest. When is the last time the two of you just took a rest day? And by a rest day, I mean a rest day. No dates, no nothing, just time to curl up and rest without guilt, without judgment, without analysis, not to look at your phone, not to do chores, not to do anything else, but just rest and restore. After you get rest and support, the stress is reduced. Many people view the exact same relationship very differently. Not every relationship problem is an exhaustion problem, and I will caution you that. But exhaustion has a way of magnifying every small problem in marriage or your relationship into something bigger than it needs to be. I think having this day where you set it up in your relationship, where you just restore, is the first and biggest impact thing you can start right now. It does mean that you have to get your partner to weigh in on it, to agree to it, because I do want phones off, and I want them off the whole day. Why would I do that? Because phones are exhausting, and whether you realize it or not, it's tricking you into that urgency. People are telling me now they feel vigilant. They feel like they've got to react. that is coming from social media. That's coming from our phones, from our instant lifestyle. And the only way this therapist knows to break that is to start taking a day to restore. I can tell you honestly, I've started this in my own marriage, and it makes a huge difference. My husband's idea is he's going to take that day, but he's going to putter. He's going to do stuff in the garden. He's going to do stuff on the computer he wants to do. He's going to read news. I'm not doing that. I am reading. I'm reading books about meaning, about rest, about restoring, about spirituality. But those things, I think, are basically supporting my whole reason for taking a rest day. If you're in a marriage and you're feeling like you have no energy and you're starting to look at all the bad things about your marriage, and when a therapist says you need a day or you need a gratitude journal, you need to start counting your blessings, believe me, when you have no energy, that is a really hard task to do because nothing begins looking positive. It looks like you have to fix everything. Make it mandatory in your family. Mom or dad, or if you don't have kids, my husband and I are taking a day off. Don't make plans. Don't go out with couples. Or if you do, make sure they're the couples that build you up rather than suck your soul. And if you do that, put it on your clock when it works best for you. Don't make it about going to somewhere fancy where you have to get all dressed, put any energy in it. You want to go to a place where you can come as you are, whether it's in jogging pants, pajama pants, a sweatshirt. You want to be comfortable. You don't want to put a lot of effort into how you appear that day. You want to rest. Once the brain starts realizing that it can count on your consistency to take a rest day every week, believe me, things are going to start changing. You're going to look forward to that rest day. And not only that, you're going to start getting more focused on what you do want to do in your marriage, how you want to respond, and you're going to become a better partner. You're going to become a better person as far as how you feel about yourself, and you're going to have more love and compassion to give to others because you're finally fueling your own tank. You're giving back to yourself the much needed rest you need. We're exhausted. And if you see yourself in this video, please subscribe because I have a lot of other ideas that I think are going to help you restore your marriage. If this is helpful for you, as I said earlier, please be a subscriber. And if you're already a subscriber, I want to heartily thank you so much.